Participant, please mute your mics. So welcome back to the continuation section of PPEs. So here, what is respiratory protective equipment? From there again, I'll start. That is RPE in short. Now these are two types of RPEs. One is respirator and other is the breathing as apparatus. Respirators are filtering devices. Uses filters to remove the contaminant from the air that we breathe in. Now here you can see what RPE is. Now this RPE is the respiratory protective equipment. These are of two types. One is respirator, that is air purifying type, and other is the breathing apparatus, that is air supply type. Now in this breathing apparatus air supply type, you have further seek specialist advice in the sense that we will see for the fit test and other things how it goes on. Now for respirators, that is air purifying, again it is divided into two: unpowered, without power or non-powered, and powered. In powered, you have half mask, full mask, helmets and hoods and visors. Whereas in unpowered, you have disposable filtering half mask that we have used in Corona most of the time. Half mask or full face mask. So now, as I have told, these respirators can be of two types, that is non-powered, relying on wearer's breathing capacity, how much he can draw the air through the mask. And powered is through the power system, how much it can discharge. That too, the clean air. Clean air minimum quality as per OSHA standard is type D. And for if it is SCABA, then it is type E. Now here breathing apparatus need to need a supply of breathing air quality from an independent source. Either it can be from air cylinder or a air compressor. Now here you can see this is a part of the air supply system that is used for SCABA or for scuba, and this is the air filter. Now if we are using air compressor, Mr. Vijay, please mute your mic. So here you can see this is the filtering device. When the air is supplied into this, this is just like your cartridge filter where it filters all the dust, mist and other things into this, and it gives a clean supply of air. Now respirators and breathing apparatus are available in range of styles, dividing them into two main groups. So respirators, both respirators and breathing apparatus, both have different sizes, like your shoes, how you have different size of shoes, different styles of shoes. The same thing is applied over here. Respirators and breathing apparatus, there are different styles, but all those, if you see, are divided into two main groups. One is tight fitting face field, while the other is the loose fitting face field, pieces. Now, the first part, the tight fitting face pieces, these are often referred to as mask. Now, this is not your medical mask because that does not fit tightly. Rely on having a good seal with the wearer's face. So if you have a face mask that seals your face, your nose tightly, then we can say it is tight fitting. There are available both non-powered and powered respirator and BA. So in this tight fit type of face pieces, for both powered and non-powered respirators you have, and also for breathing apparatus. Gyanendra, Mr. Gyanendra, please mute your mic.
Sir, you can mute everybody. Please mute, no.
Let me see where the controls are.
अरे मम्मी यार सुनो जब फेंक तुमने कहा तेरा मैं कहा था मक्खी दे
Mr.
रही है तू वो
Gyanendra,
ना मक्खी का दे रही
please
है मुझे
mute.
ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ.
Okay. So now a phase fit test should be carried out to ensure that RPE can protect the wearer. Now this fit test we will see. Now if you take the example of shoe, when you go for purchase of the shoe, what do you do? You see whether the shoe fits to your leg or not. The same thing, you don't buy a shoe that is loose fit, or you don't take a shoe that is very tight fit. So that the same thing applies over here. Whenever you take an RPE, you go for a fit test. Now I'll show you how the fit test is done, what are the methods over here. So we'll see in the next slides. Now here, these are the example of tight fit face pieces, different type. This is the mask. So this mask also, there is the quality of the face piece that it should fit perfectly. This, this is used for your chemicals and other things. This also for your face mask that is used for chemical industries. Now, loose fitting face mask rely on enough clean air being provided to the wearer to prevent contaminating leaking it. Only available as a powered respirator or a BA. I'll show you the pictures of these loose fitting tight pieces. It is not the general medical mask that we were using during what you call Corona time. It's not that mask. So example of these are hood, helmet, visor, blouses, and suit. Now here, this is the example of loose fitting face pieces. Here you can see this guy has used, this is the hood, this is the helmet, and this is what we use in chemical industries or your biological laboratories. This is loose fitting face pieces, different types of face pieces. Then what is a respirator? How do you define a respirator? So any device which by function and design provides the user with a breathable source of air that is free from harmful levels of atmospheric containment. Now, as I've told for your example of your sand blaster, the hood that he used and the air supply that we give is class D. Now, for this class D type of air, minimum requirement is to 19.5% volume by volume and 23.5% of oxygen to the highest. Now, other things that it should have is no contamination of dust particles. Hydrocarbon should be less than 5 milligrams. Carbon monoxide not more than 10 ppm. Then your carbon dioxide should not be more than 1000 ppm. So these, when you go for analysis test by gas detectors, if it is breathable, only then we give to that person. So here, this is what he means, that the breathing air should be free from harmful levels of atmospheric containment. He is using the word atmospheric, that is natural containments. Now, respirator selection. How do we go for respirator selections? Now, as we have told that you have two types, air purifying and air supplied. Now, air purifying examples are half piece, full piece, PAPR, dust mask, and the oxygen minimum level should be greater than 19.5. Air purifying respirators will not work if the oxygen percent is less than 19.5. Always keep this in the mind. Then air supplied can be SCABA, SAR, hose line, that is a supplied air reel. This it can be with escape bottle or without an escape bottle. Then escape, whatever the condition is, this can be used in areas where the oxygen level is less than 19.5%. So depending upon the quantity of oxygen in the area of use, you need to decide which type of respirator you should use. Then here respirator requirements. What are the requirements? Now here in India, I don't know how much to what degree we follow over here, but in all my industries where I had worked in India, none of them follow this. But in other European countries and Middle East, this is a must that you have a medical certification, training, and fit test. Now, this fit test, I'll show you next coming slides what this is, the one, what does it mean, and how to do. Now, the respiratory protection instructions for use. Now, instruction for and training to prior use. So, whatever the PPEs you are giving to your team for use, you should give a proper instruction how to use and give them training. Check that filter is suitable for the pollution. Now, this is very important. Now, depending upon the type of pollution, you should use the type of filter. Now, I'll show you in coming slide how to select this type of filter and how to go for the ratings in that. Now check that mask fit properly. This is what we say, the fit test. If it doesn't fit properly, then there is possibility that the pollutant may enter the person's mask. So it's no use of using that. That guy is no. It doesn't make any sense that he uses this particular PP. Then very important in all oil and gas industry, that or general industry, wherever you are using this what you call SCABA and other thing, no facial hair. That means beard and mustache, clean shave has to be maintained. Now, sometimes we see that worker, he has mustache or beard. Immediately we stop him, ask him to go for trimming and clean shave and come. There is no chance that we give to the employees over here in oil and gas industry. Then maintain properly and clean regularly. This is very important because once you use the SCABA or then it is obvious that some other person in some other shift may use that, or you may use some others used SCABA in previous shift. So it is mandatory that after each use of such equipment, it has to be cleaned regularly and maintained properly. Then this is the fit test. You can see the guy is using the PPE over here, and he is checking for the fitness of this particular PPE, whether there is some sort of leak. Now, how do you come to conclusion that this particular PPE is fit for you not? How do you know that is there any type of pollutant that is leaking? So what we do is, this is also filter type of phase leak test or fit test. Here you can see this guy is holding what you call can of this a substance that is used that gives aroma. Depending upon the aroma, a person will tell whether he can smell that particular aroma or not. So what this can be? Now, two types of fit tests we have. One is qualitative. Now, this rely on subjective response. That is the person's response, whether there is irritation, odor, or taste by challenging agents. Now, these challenging agents can be saccharin. All of you know it gives a sweet smell. Bitrex is the bitter taste chemical. Now, this banana oil is used to give the person a flavor of the sweet ripened banana, or irritant. It can be irritant. If it is an irritant, they will give a smoke. So, depending upon any of this type of challenging agents, person when he wears the PPE, If you use the banana oil, if you ask him whether he can smell the banana smell or not. If he smells, then that means there is a leak and that particular PP is unfit for him. So you need to keep on checking like this to which number that particular PP fits to him. So depending upon then you give him a certification and the type that fits to that particular person. Now this is an example of quantitative fit test where you have for the fit test you use the equipment. Here is the challenging agent that is used and different types of face pieces. Now, these tests are done on a computer system and do not rely on test subject by sensitivity to the test agent. Now, fit factor is developed based on the proportional relationship of inside concentration of the test agent to the outside concentration of the test agent. Like if you have a new mask, the new mask gives a different type of order. So the outside, if you are using say Bitrex or banana oil or saccharin, then that particular outside agent and inside agent, if there is mismatch, then it is fit. If there is match of the outside agent inside the person's breath, then there is definitely it is unfit for him. Now, what are the characters of filters? So the filters do not use when the concentration of oxygen is too low. Here, 19.5. It is mistakenly, it is 19. It is 19.5. The filters can be used for a limited time depending upon the type of filter, concentration of products in the air, and the amount of air that we breathe. Now here I'll ask you a question. Say a person has gone to a site. During his travel, there is no gas leak. But when he goes to particular storage tank, there is sudden gas leak of ammonia or something. Now you don't have the PP with you, like, maybe a filter type or anything except for your handkerchief and so what do you do in such case? How will you protect from such things?
So you wet your handkerchief with your saliva and tie on your nose.
So, but still you can feel the ammonia, isn't it? How do you minimize that?
Go down and put the handkerchief on the nose.
Yeah. Gas will be on the top layer, right? So you can scroll down and
See, one thing is you can reduce your breath rate. Okay, but that too long you cannot do. So what you can do is wet your handkerchief with water, squeeze it, then you use it. It can stop up to 300% percentage because water can dissolve your most of your concentration of the products in the air. So that is a good method of using if you don't have PPs with you. Then here, yes.
if no water
సార్
there,
తెలుగులో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయండి
Yes.
సార్ తెలుగులో ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయండి తెలుగులో
ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ హెచ్ఎస్సి పర్సన్ మీరు ఉన్నారు సేఫ్టీ ఆఫీసర్గా మీ ప్రొడక్షన్ ప్లాంట్ ఫార్మా అనుకోండి ఏదో వెళ్ళారు మీరు చెకింగ్కి వెళ్ళారు అక్కడ జనాలు పనిచేస్తున్నారు వెళ్ళేటప్పుడేమో మీకు గ్యాస్ స్మెల్ రావడం లే కానీ అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత సడన్గా గ్యాస్ స్మెల్ అనేది ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వడం మొదలెట్టింది అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే పీపీస్ మీ దగ్గర లేదు కాబట్టి హ్యాండ్ కర్చీఫ్ ఒకవేళ ఉన్నట్టయితే దాన్ని తడిపేసి కొద్దిగా స్క్వీజ్ చేసి అంటే కొద్దిగా డ్రై టైప్ అయ్యేటట్టు అయితే ఆ వెట్ హ్యాండ్ కర్చీఫ్ మనం వేసుకున్నట్టయితే చాలా వరకు మనకి ప్రొటెక్షన్ ఇస్తుంది ప్లస్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ బ్రెత్ కంట్రోల్ అనేది కూడా మీరు తీసుకోవాలి ఒకవేళ పరిగెడదాం అంటే బ్రెత్ రేట్ ఎక్కువ అయితే మళ్ళీ అక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం వస్తుంది సో ఏంటంటే స్లోగా మీరు అక్కడి నుండి బయటికి రావాలి
ఓకే సార్
క్లియర్ అండి ఇది
ఓకే సార్
Now here for aerosol, you have three types of what you call rated filters. That is called NRP type. N, R and P type of filters. Then you have FFP, that is filter phase piece, FFP, type 1, type 2, type 3. Filter phase piece, type 1, type 2, type 3, depending upon its rating, it is categorized. Now, HEPA is high efficiency particulate filter, that is for air. So HEPA is more efficient than these type of normal type of filters. Now here if you take N stands for non-resistant. N stands for non-resistant. R stands for partial resistant. And P stands for 100% resistant for the aerosol. So if you say I'm using N type of filter, that means it can go for 95% of filtering capacity. If you say I'm using R type, that means it can go up to 99%. If you say I'm using P type of filter, that means it can go up to 100 type of filtering, 100% of the filtering rate. Then here you have some of the gases and vapors, color code. Black is for organic vapor, white is for acidic gas, yellow is for organic vapor acidic gas, green is for ammonia gas, orange for NOS, that is mercury. Now here the what you call the principle of absorption. It is not absorption. Please keep in the mind. If you have such type of cartridge with you on the face mask, in that you have activated charcoal, it may be impregnated with silver. If it is such, then it does not absorb the pollutant, it absorbs. Absorption is taking internal, but whereas adsorption is the surface phenomena. So it absorbs the pollutant, it does not absorb. In very less quantities, and even that if it has to be filtered, then you can go for P type. That gives 100%. Now the color code for that is usually pink color. Now here this I have taken the example. If you see, this is by 3M company. Now here if you see P100, this P100 means it is 100% filtering capacity having, this is a filter of having 100% filtering capacity. Now this is another example of that. So respiratory protection with filters and the types. Now here you have different types of respiratory protection with filters. I'll show you for each type. Now these types can be air supply respiratory system. And the second one is air purifying respirators. Third is chemical cartridge respirators. Fourth is self-rescue respirators. This I don't know to what extent it is used in pharma industry where you have gas leaks. I don't know whether you guys are using this type of self-rescue respirators here or not. Then you have the mechanical filter respirators, combination of chemical and mechanical respirators. So the first type, the first and second type, that is the air supply and air purify. Now this is the air supply type where you have the charged oxygen charged, you have the cylinder, and this is the face mask, and it is supplying continuously for 30 minutes. It depends upon different companies, they has different ratings. It can be for 30 minutes. If it is for 30 minutes, they have a rising alarm at 25 minutes. If it is for 45 minutes, then the alarm, you will have an alarm at 40 minutes. Now these both are filter types of purifier respirator, that is filter type of respirators. Then here you have the chemical cartridges. This is mostly used with the face piece. You have the cartridges. Now these cartridges are replaceable. Once it is finished, you can directly replace these cartridges. So other type of respirators, this is self-rescue respirators. Self-rescue respirators are used where you have hazardous gas such as H2S in oil and gas industry. Now, it may not be possible for every person to carry scarpa because it's very heavy and other things, or there may not be possibility that air supply is given at every place. So what usually at the checkpoint we do is we take this small portable self-rescue respirators. It's very handy, maybe 400 grams or so. We take this with ourselves. This gives a timing rescue of 5 to 15 minutes depending upon the company and rating. So mechanical filter respirators here you have. I think most of us must have used this white color one, and it is written N95. So N95 means it has a filtering capacity of 95%. Now, if you might have seen during Corona time, some of the filter has not N, but it was K95. Can any one of you tell me what N and K difference is? What is the difference between these two? Can any one of you guess? See, N95 is given by NIOSH, whereas K is the Chinese standard. That is the difference. But both has the filtering capacity of 95%. That is only the difference between K95 and N95. Now, combination of chemical and mechanical filter respirators. Now, here if you see, this is the chemical cartridge. Upon that, again, you have mechanical N95 particulate filter here that is being used onto this. So, if such type of filter mechanisms you have, then we say combination of chemical and mechanical filter respirators. Then moving to the next type of protection, that is hazard, that is the head protection. Now hazard associated with this type is falling objects or bumping on the head. Bumping on the head with low height, if you have small things that falls onto the head and bumps and goes out. That is what it means. So again, you have two types of hats, that is safety hat or hard hat, it is called. In American was saying it is hard hat, but here in India we say safety hat or safety helmet. Now bump cap are banned. Nowhere it is used, but still in construction industry, some point I see this caps by using by the people. So actually it is banned worldwide. Nowhere it is used now, except for the hard hats or the safety helmets. Now this is how you check your helmet. If you see the helmet, there is lot of details into that. It should have ANSYs. If you go for the Middle East and other countries, then it will have ANSYs at 89.1. Then here you have class A, B, and C. Last class I was speaking that the helmets have different class of type 1, type 2, type 3, or class A, B, C, or C, G, and E class. I'll show you what the C, G, and E class is. So here, as per ANSI, now the latest what you call grading of these helmets is class G, that is general. G for general usage, E for electrical, and C for conducting headwear. Now, for electrical people, it is mandatory that either you give G class or E class. Minimum is G class given to the electrical people. But for all others, it is either E class or G class, where we have the construction industry. E class has the electricity resistance of nearly 20,000 volts. Whereas for G class, the general class, you have 2000 volts of the resistance. So hard hats. Now again, safety person should know what are the parts of the helmets. Now interior shock absorber you have, that is called shock absorbing suspension. It's called suspension that absorbs the shock and it distributes the shock all over the head. The exterior is called the shell. It is sufficiently robust to keep the falling object or impact from reaching the head. Now, can anyone tell what is the IS code for a safety helmet?
2925.
IS 9.
Yeah, 2925.
52.
Okay. Again, you have in this again a helmet chin strap type, ratchet type, and different types you have. We will not go into that deep. Then the difference between hard hat and bump case is in the safety helmet you have suspension that absorbs the energy, but in bump cap you don't have any such protection. Now, what is the minimum impact that safety helmet can take? What is the value? What is the force? Please check. It is rated for even the impact also, the safety helmets are rated. Then head protection user instruction. Adjust the interior correctly. Replace after a certain period of time. What is the life of a safety helmet? After how many years you can change the safety helmet?
What I said?
What is the life period of a safety helmet? After how many years you can go and ask for a replacement?
1 year.
No. Yeah, Venkat
5
Krishna
years.
has
5 years, sir.
no. Venkat Krishna has correctly told it is 3 years.
But generally, sir, factoring at 3 to 5 years is recommended.
See, recommendation, it depends upon the management policy. If it want to replace or not giving a new one, it depends upon the
Yeah,
management.
because, sir,
But
is it
usually
in
life
mentioned
period
in
is
2
3
and
years.
2.5? Okay.
Then after falling impact or being struck by a falling object, then definitely we change it. Metal helmets are prohibited. Even now for fire department, this is removed. It is totally banned worldwide. No more metal helmets are being used. The main reason is it does not take the impact much. Plus, it is electrically conducted. It has the conductivity of electricity. So that is the reason why they have banned now. Now for hand and arm protection hazards, you have sharp objects, heat, cold, radiation, and hazardous substance. Now here I have just taken some of the example of hand protection. Different types of hand protection. You have different types of gloves for winter, summer, and also you have different types of gloves for the workforce. Now this is polypropylene gloves that is coming mostly. You can see that the hand gloves is coated by a rubber coating, and the top one is the woven one. This is second one is the leather type and metal mesh. Now where do you use this metal mesh? Hand gloves. I have already
Sharp
given in
objects
last.
are being utilized.
Yes, when you have sharp objects, then definitely you'll go for this. Then apart from this, what can anyone guess what is the other type of hand gloves? What is the material that is used to prevent from knife cut?
We can get frictional force.
Yes. Now for cuts or sharp objects, we are telling metal mesh. Okay, hand gloves. What is the other type hand gloves and what is the material that is made up of that prevents cuts and piercing from sharp objects? Can anyone guess? No, it's not wire. No, no.
It is
Leather for
welding purpose.
yeah, leather for welding. Not for this. If you are cutting
Sir,
with knife.
sir, we are using the trial hand gloves for sharp object.
Yeah, can you repeat? I didn't get you.
Double coated nitrile hand gloves.
Nitrile.
Yeah.
See, nitrile is for chemical. Now, to prevent sharp objects from piercing or cutting, you use Nomex. Nomex is the material, fireproofing material that is used, and it is also used for bulletproofing jackets. If the gloves is made of Nomex, then it has a protection against knife cuts. Then here, electrical insulated gloves, I have given, you have the color code for that and the amount of the voltage protection that you have. I think the electrical people, they are very much well versed with this. Different color codes for different voltage ratings. Then foot and leg protection hazard. One is falling objects, stepping in sharp objects, hazardous substance, slipping, accumulating of static electricity. Now, how many of you, when you have got a new safety shoe, did you see what are the ratings for your safety shoes? Did any one of you go through that? What are the ratings of your safety shoe? Now, can anyone tell what is the difference between a general industry safety shoe and a construction industry safety shoe? Can anyone guess? See, for construction industry, we take special precaution for stepping in sharp objects, especially the nails. Nails can pierce the sole. So what the construction safety shoe has, it has a steel plate inside the sole, just like your radial tires. So for construction industry, special type we recommend for the industry. Now, safety shoes can be of two different types. One is safety shoe and safety boots. Now, what is the difference between safety shoe and safety boot?
Safety boots are having downwards new, sir.
Yes?
Safety boots are having bottom nails will be, sir.
Then safety shoes?
Sharp nails will be for safety shoe. It is not there, sir.
No,
Grip
no.
will not be.
No. See, safety shoe, if your shoe comes below your ankle, then it is a shoe.
It covers the ankle.
If it is above your ankle, then it is boot, safety boots. See here, if you see, the third one, the black color one is the safety shoe, whereas the other two, brown and the first one is safety boots. That is the difference in the design. Steel nose to protect the toes from falling heavy objects. Mild steel sole to protect against sharp objects that are stepped upon, optional. And anti-slip sole. Anti-slip sole, you can see here all the safety shoe has very good buttons. So this is what the properties of shoes are. But for electrician, please, a safety person should have special care that his shoe does not have the steel toes. That is why for electrician, we ask him to remove his jewelry if he's